You skipped breakfast. You forced yourself through long fasting windows. You cut carbs because everyone said it would slow aging. But every year, your energy slipped a little more. And here's the question almost nobody asks. What if the very strategy you believed would protect your cells was quietly sending the wrong signal at the wrong time? That's the hidden mistake. Not because you lacked discipline, because your cells speak a language most people never learn. For years, people blamed aging on getting older, but your body doesn't simply count birthdays. It responds to instructions. Tiny chemical messages, invisible switches, and one of the most powerful switches has been influencing your health every single day, without you ever noticing. Most people never realize this. Your body may not be aging because it's running out of time. It may be aging because it's receiving the wrong cellular orders. Think about how frustrating that feels. You followed the advice. You exercised. You skipped meals. You bought supplements with impressive labels. Yet the mirror kept changing. Recovery slowed. Sleep became lighter. Muscle disappeared faster than it used to. That wasn't weakness. Your body was responding exactly as it was designed to. Here's the critical thing to understand. Inside every cell is something that acts like the construction manager of a busy city. Imagine thousands of workers waiting for instructions. Do they repair damaged buildings? Or do they build new ones? They can't do both equally well at the same time. That manager is called mTOR, the mechanistic target of rapamycin. It doesn't sound exciting, but it quietly decides whether your cells focus on growth or maintenance. And that's where everything changes. When food is plentiful, especially protein and certain amino acids like leucine, mTOR becomes active. It tells the cellular workforce, build, grow, produce. That's exactly what you want after lifting weights or recovering from illness. Growth isn't the enemy. Constant growth is. Imagine a city that never stops constructing new buildings, day and night. Every resource goes into expansion. Eventually, the roads crack. The plumbing leaks. Old structures become dangerous because nobody has time to repair them. Your cells face the same problem. Here's the part nobody talks about. The opposite process isn't about building. It's about cleaning. Years ago, Yoshinori Osumi helped reveal why this cleanup system matters so much, earning the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine for discoveries surrounding autophagy. Researchers at Salk Institute and Harvard University have continued exploring how these pathways influence healthy aging. Autophagy works like your cell's recycling crew. Broken proteins, damaged mitochondria, old cellular parts. Instead of letting them pile up, your body breaks them down and turns useful pieces into fresh material. Clean first, rebuild second. Repeat. That's how healthy cells stay healthy. But here's what changes everything. mTOR and autophagy don't love working at the same time. When one is shouting, the other grows quiet. I know, that sounds strange. Your body constantly balances these two forces because survival depends on timing. Too little mTOR, and you struggle to build muscle, heal wounds, or maintain strength. Too much mTOR for too long, and cleanup slows until damaged cellular junk quietly accumulates. The surprising part is, many people think the goal is simply to keep mTOR turned off. That's just as dangerous. Your body wasn't designed for permanent fasting. It wasn't designed for permanent feeding either. It was designed for rhythm, cycles, signals arriving exactly when they're needed. Here's where it gets counterintuitive. The same pathway that helps you grow stronger after resistance training can, under different conditions, quietly accelerate the aging process if it's constantly overstimulated. And researchers didn't immediately understand why. What happened next surprised scientists. They discovered another molecular player was standing behind the curtain, influencing whether mTOR became your greatest ally or your quietest enemy. Stay with me, because that hidden relationship explains why two people can eat the same meal, follow the same routine, and age in completely different ways. That hidden player is insulin. Not because insulin is bad, because constant insulin keeps whispering the same message to mTOR. Keep building. Don't stop. And this is where it gets dark. Every snack, every sugary drink, every handful of processed food can keep that signal alive longer than your cells were designed. 4. mTOR isn't making a mistake. It's following instructions. That's the blind spot. Most people think they're eating small meals. Your cells experience them as repeated construction orders. Meanwhile, the cleanup crew waits outside with the lights off. Damaged mitochondria stay where they are. Misfolded proteins begin to accumulate. Tiny problems that should have disappeared weeks ago slowly become part of the landscape. You don't notice it overnight. You notice it years later. Recovery takes longer. Muscle soreness lingers. Brain fog appears more often. Skin loses resilience. Your body wasn't failing. It was prioritizing growth over repair, because the biological signals never changed. Here's the critical thing to understand. The goal isn't to defeat mTOR. The goal is to teach it when to work. Think of it like breathing. You inhale, you exhale. Neither is healthy by itself. The same is true for cellular aging. Growth, repair, growth, repair. That rhythm is where resilience lives. Here's what changes everything. Start your morning without immediately flooding your body with constant calories, if it fits your health needs. Give your cells a short period where AMPK, the energy-sensing pathway, can rise naturally. That gentle signal encourages maintenance before the day's building begins. Then earn your biggest protein meal. After resistance training is ideal, choose foods like eggs, Greek yogurt, salmon, lentils, or lean chicken. Include enough high-quality protein to stimulate muscle repair because aging adults need that rebuilding signal. The why matters. You activate mTOR when your muscles can actually use it instead of keeping it elevated all day. At midday, fill most of your plate with colorful vegetables, olive oil, beans, nuts, and fiber-rich foods. These help steady glucose and insulin, reducing unnecessary spikes that repeatedly activate the growth pathway. Here's the part nobody talks about. Your evening matters just as much. Finish dinner a few hours before sleep, whenever practical. That overnight break gives your cells time to shift away from constant nutrient sensing and toward repair. Sleep itself becomes a biological partner instead of just rest. And don't ignore movement. Even a brisk walk after meals helps improve insulin sensitivity. That means the same amount of insulin produces a stronger effect, so your body doesn't need to keep sending loud growth signals for as long. One final piece. Don't chase perfection. Chase consistency. One balanced meal won't transform your cells. One workout won't reset decades of biology. But stack these signals together, day after day, week after week. Your cells begin receiving a completely different message. Build when building is needed. Repair when repair is needed. That's how healthy aging compounds, not through extreme discipline, but through repeated biological timing. And years from now, the biggest difference may not be what supplement you bought or which diet you followed. It may be that your cells finally heard the right instructions. Because longevity isn't built in one dramatic decision. It's built through thousands of invisible conversations happening inside your body, every single day. And here's a question that should stay with you. What if the true driver of aging isn't damage itself, but the tiny power stations inside your cells slowly losing the ability to make energy? In the next episode, you'll discover why your mitochondria may determine how young you feel, why they fail long before symptoms appear, and the surprising daily habits that can help protect them before it's too late.